18-year-old girl named Keisha Brooks, a Jamaican immigrant with big dreams and empty pockets. She didn't come from money. She didn't have the best clothes. Her sneakers were worn out. Her sports bag was falling apart. But her eyes, they told a different story. A story of hunger. A story of fight. One cold morning, she stepped into an elite boxing gym in Manhattan, a place filled with famous athletes, rich kids, and shiny new gear. Keisha stood out like a storm in the middle of a parade. The room went silent. Eyes stared. Whispers began. And then came the laughter. Standing in the center was Vanessa Grant, the reigning world champion. Strong, beautiful, rich, and mean. With millions of followers and sponsors lining up, she didn't like surprises, especially ones wearing second-hand clothes. Vanessa smirked and walked up to her. "Lost your way, sweetheart?" she said, loud enough for everyone to hear. The gym chuckled, but Keisha didn't flinch. She just stared. You see, Keisha hadn't come to impress anyone. She came for a scholarship, one chance to train professionally. She'd been working 16-hour shifts cleaning offices just to survive. She came with nothing, but she came with purpose. Vanessa didn't like that. So, she gave Keisha a challenge. 3 rounds. If you last, you stay. If not, you leave. The crowd leaned in, already expecting Keisha to fail. But Keisha simply nodded. And that silence? It was louder than a scream. From a distance, Tom Alvarez, the veteran trainer who owned the gym, watched carefully. He'd trained dozens of champions, seen talent come and go. But something about Keisha stopped him. Her calm, her focus, it was rare. Later in the locker room, Tom approached her. "Kid, you don't have to do this. She's not just good. She's brutal." Keisha looked up, her voice soft but firm. "She has skill. But I have something she doesn't. Hunger." Tom paused. He believed her. What no one in that gym knew was that Keisha Brooks was not new to fighting. Back in Kingston, Jamaica, they called her Lightning. She started fighting at just 8 years old. Not in rings, but in dirty backyards and street corners, to help feed her family. By 16, she was a legend. Even gangsters gave her respect. But when she got her U.S. visa, she made a promise. "No more fighting, unless my dignity is on the line." Today, it was. Meanwhile, Vanessa was getting ready too, but in a different way. She was live streaming, making jokes, calling Keisha a charity case, gathering her fans. It was supposed to be a public show, one where Vanessa looked like a queen, and Keisha got humiliated. But fate had other plans. As the crowd gathered and cameras rolled, someone unexpected walked into the gym. Marlon, Keisha's uncle. A quiet man with sharp eyes. He stood beside Tom and said something that made the old trainer freeze. "She's not just a girl. She's a storm." Tom looked confused. Marlon continued. "They called her Lightning. She's fought men twice her size. She's fought for her life. Vanessa doesn't know who she challenged." Now Tom understood. This wasn't just a poor girl with a dream. This was a fighter reborn. Then came the bell. Round 1. Vanessa rushed forward like a lioness. Full of pride. Full of ego. Her punches were wild, loud, fast. But Keisha? She moved like smoke. Dancing. Dodging. Breathing calm. She didn't just avoid punches. She predicted them. She saw Vanessa's moves before they even happened. The crowd gasped. Was this real? Vanessa's smug face began to crack. The girl she called nothing was outsmarting her, outpacing her, outclassing her. Keisha didn't smile. She didn't taunt. She just focused. In that moment, everyone saw it. This girl didn't come to prove something. She came to take back her power. And she was just getting started. The bell rang again. Round 2. This time, the energy in the gym had shifted. The laughter was gone. The crowd that once mocked Keisha was now silent. Eyes wide, phones recording, hearts racing. Vanessa came in harder. Embarrassed, angry. She swung left. She jabbed right. She tried to trap Keisha in the corner. But Keisha moved like water. She didn't waste energy. She didn't show off. She just waited. And then pop! A clean uppercut to Vanessa's chin. The champion stumbled. Gasps filled the gym. Vanessa backed up, her nose bleeding. She looked at her coach, confused. How is she doing this? But Keisha wasn't done. With quiet fire in her eyes, she stepped forward. Each punch had purpose. Not to hurt, but to teach. You see, this wasn't just a fight. This was a message. A message to every person who had been laughed at, ignored, pushed aside. Keisha was fighting for every underdog. The bell rang again. Round 3. Vanessa looked tired now. Her footwork was slow. Her swings were heavy. And Keisha? She hadn't even broken a sweat. Tom Alvarez whispered under his breath. This girl, she's not just talent. She's history in the making. Suddenly, boom! A swift left hook from Keisha. Vanessa's knees buckled. And then, down she went. The gym went silent. Even the sound of someone dropping a pin would have echoed like thunder. The referee counted. 1, 2, 3, 4. Vanessa tried to get up. She wobbled, her pride crushed. 7, 8. She looked at Keisha, calm, standing tall, her gloves by her sides. No hate in her eyes, just dignity. 10. It was over. The crowd exploded. People were shouting, crying, recording, clapping. Lightning, lightning, lightning. For the first time in her life, Keisha Brooks stood in the center of a stage, and the world was clapping for her. She didn't need fancy clothes. She didn't need money. She had truth. She had grit. And she had earned respect. Later that night, Keisha's story was everywhere. Underdog knocks out world champion. Who is Lightning Brooks? From janitor to knockout queen. Sponsors came calling. Talk shows reached out. Even the mayor wanted to meet her. But Keisha? She went home. To her small one-room apartment. She sat on the floor, took off her gloves, looked at her worn-out shoes. And she smiled. Not because she was famous. Not because Vanessa was defeated. But because for once, she didn't have to fight to be seen. A few days later, Vanessa came to the gym quietly. No cameras. No makeup. Just humility. She walked up to Keisha and said something no one expected. I needed that. Thank you. Keisha nodded. No hard feelings, she said softly. We all have something to prove. Yours was pride. Mine was survival. They shook hands. 2 warriors. 1 storm. And a new chapter. And so, Lightning Brooks wasn't just a name anymore. It became a symbol. For every girl who was told she wasn't good enough. For every boy who was laughed at for dreaming too big. For every soul that came from nothing and turned pain into power. She didn't fight for revenge. She fought for respect. And she won.